good afternoon, everyone, and it's a beautiful day here in Worcester as we honor Bill Coleman. This is well deserved, and I just want to welcome the family here. You know, Jenny coming from Rhode Island. We have Paula, his former wife, who's from Hawaii, right? Flew in from Hawaii. His son Sony flew in from California. So thank you for being here. And also we have Donald and Cindy, who's their friends from Georgia, who are here. So welcome. This is pretty important to the community. I've known Bill for well over 25 years. Someone who cared deeply about politics, about the city of Worcester, really about this. I learned more about. He was really involved with this neighborhood from talking to Jenna and the family. That he did a lot. He lived on Beacon Street in the area here, and on Kilberry Street, and did a lot of cleanups in this neighborhood. And when you saw some stuff on the streets, like syringes or things like that in the parks, and he was never afraid to speak his mind. He was always involved in politics from the days he worked for Senator Brooks, and until he came here in the city of Worcester. You know, he always wanted to be a city councilor, and we're pretty proud to have this sign, the street naming after him. And I'm glad. I just want to thank the family for coming out, and plus he was entertaining when you campaigned. He did a good job on the campaign trail, and really relieved a lot of tensions that might be out there when you campaign. And I wasn't afraid to get up in front of the council and speak his mind. So I consider him a friend and someone who you could talk to. And so thank you for being here. Louis O'Haley, you want to say a few words?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Luis Ojeda. I'm the District 4 City Councilor. And it's truly an honor to be here today to celebrate the life and legacy of William S. Coleman III, a longtime Worcester resident, local activist, beloved host of This Is Worcester, and a true champion for the city. First, I want to acknowledge Bill's family and offer my deepest condolences. This is an enormous loss, and I know his absence is felt deeply, not only by you, but the entire Worcester community. Naming a street after Bill doesn't begin to capture all that he gave to our city, particularly to the Main South neighborhood. His contributions were vast, his passion unmatched, and his presence unmistakable. Bill Coleman's resume is long and filled with Worcester's base accomplishments. If we tried to list them all, we likely would be here all afternoon. He was a fixture on the Worcester municipal ballot, running for mayor 13 times, along with other bids for local office. Despite never being elected, he never gave up hope, and more importantly, he never stopped working for the people of this city. His dedication to public service was unwavering, whether or not he held an official title. There are so many things I can highlight in his community. I can highlight his community cleanups efforts, Cribs for Kids campaign, his rallies against violence. His initiatives in particular resonate with me deeply in my work as a city councilor and educator. His commitment to cleanliness, safety, and well-being for our children and neighborhoods continues to inspire me in the council chamber and beyond. Bill may have never officially held the title Councilor Coleman, but his actions and impact prove that he was doing the work every single day to uplift and improve this community. Over his 50 years in Worcester, Bill was committed to making our city a more inclusive place for everyone. He worked tirelessly to elevate Black history in Worcester and ensure that the stories of our local heroes and organizations were told. For more than 30 years, through his show This Is Worcester on WCCA TV, he interviewed local leaders, candidates, and organizations, preserving the culture and civic history of our community for future generations. Once again, I am humbled and grateful to be here today to honor the life of a man who gave so much to himself to Worcester. You know, as a counselor, I didn't really get a chance to get to know him well, but you understood the work that he's done. And I'm learning more and more about the work he's doing. And it's interesting because we share a lot of understanding that it starts from the ground up, working with residents, working with business owners, keeping our neighborhoods safe and clean. And that's something that, you know, I will continue inspired to do. But also, even though he never became a counselor, he never stopped doing the work that a counselor would do. And I'm really proud to say that, because there's people that have run for council, and I'm not knocking them, but they got to do the work, even if you don't get in. And he's done that, and he's continued to do that for many, many years, and it's carried over to councilors like Councilor King and myself. So may we strive to be the kind of public servant Bill Coleman was, and may we continue to work and dedicate our life the same way he has to everyone else. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. And I forgot to introduce Aaron, Bill's son-in-law and grandchild, Ellington, otherwise known as Duke. And welcome here to Worcester. Please welcome up Christian King to say a few words.
Good afternoon, folks. Congratulations to the family. You know, when I think of Bill Coleman, you cannot forget that spirit, the never give up. I'm going to show up and I'm going to make a difference. There's a lot of things that Bill has accomplished and people that he's influenced that we'll never ever know. But I can tell you, when I was elected in 2016 as the first black man elected since 1936, I called Bill and thanked him for the opportunity to stand on his shoulders. I definitely educated myself in civic engagement in the city. Bill wrote a literary work where he also documented black folks that ran for office successfully. I learned a lot from Bill. A lot of the things that he put forward weren't necessarily advanced on the council floor, but they did advance our city. And in fact, a number of those things, as you mentioned, some of them were very creative and fun, were implemented later on. Maybe one day we'll actually have a documentation of that. So we were forever grateful. I can remember, and I mentioned this previously, playing basketball here in the city, running to the newspaper in the morning to see how much did I score, what did things look out like around the inner high and the Catholic leagues. And Bill was there in the newspaper, the one representative that looked like me. And it resonated. When I ran for office, he was one of the first folks that I reached out to in order to learn. He was an inspiration for generations to come. In these times, when we're seeing an absolute assault on public participation in government, on quelling and silencing dissent and public opinion, we know if Bill was here, he'd be front and center. And it's that value of civic engagement, toughness, and resiliency that will be reflected here forever. Thank you guys so much. Bill, we appreciate everything you did. I know you're listening to us, and much love to the family. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian. Mr. Manager, you say a few words. Eric Batista.
Thank you. You know, a lot has been said about Bill, so I'm going to try to keep this short because no matter what I say, it doesn't do justice of who Bill Coleman was to us and this community and the things that he did and contributed to the city. I had the pleasure of meeting Bill when I started working in the city manager's office some 13, 14 years ago. And through that, one of the things that I learned about Bill was he was not a quitter. And the many times that people may say, well, that idea may not seem too good, it's a little crazy. He was very persistent, very tenacious of making sure that he carried it out. And he was always very vocal and not afraid to come to the council and speak his mind about the issues that were important to him. So I'm just extremely grateful for the family to allowing us to have the opportunity to share Bill. In a little bit that we were able to share Bill. And it's somebody that, again, we stand here, people that we look up to is someone like Bill. He may not have a title, like many of us may have that title, but yet we look up to him because of who he was and what he did in this community. So I appreciate you as a family. Thank you for taking the time to come here. This means a lot to the community because his name, his legacy of the family lives on in this community, and that's important for us to recognize that. So congratulations to you and the family, and thank you again for being here with us to celebrate this moment. And thank you, Bill, for everything you've done. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. We do have a couple presentations we'd like to do when we filed this with the council. Bill always wanted to be a city councilor, and he worked pretty hard at it throughout his life because he really cared about Worcester, giving people a voice. And so the council did vote that William S. Coleman III, honorary city council for a day on October 20th, 2025, in recognition of his lifelong community advocacy and as a perennial candidate who never stopped showing up for Worcester, the city he loved. Want to come up? We'll do this. Want to turn around? We'll get a picture. Oh, we don't.
Come on up.
Oh yeah, bring the family up. Yeah. Come on, Paula.
Not the only one.
Let me move that off to the side. We have a box earlier on. Yeah. So before the family speaks, or Jenna speaks, we're going to undo the unveiling. So if the family wants to come up, and hopefully we can get the blanket off the post there. And you want to do the unveiling? Yeah. Sonny, where does she go? And who else? Paul, you want to come up and help? Okay, so someone see if you can grab that. Jenna, would you like to say a few words now?
I'll just keep this short and sweet. This is such a beautiful honor. Thank you so much. I mean, our dad dedicated his life to public service and just tried his best to make everybody in the community feel valued and appreciated and their voice heard. So he instilled that in us from an early age. He got us involved in volunteering. I mean, we grew up not too far from here. Started off with neighborhood cleanups to the anti-violence rallies to everything else that he did. It's a long list, as you guys all know. So, I mean, this is such a huge honor. We really appreciate everybody being here and making this happen. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, on behalf of the people of Worcester, congratulations to the Coleman family. Well deserved. To Bill, we love you. We do have one more thing to give out here. So if the family wants to come back up real quick. Okay, we have so you can take these with you as part of the family.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Wonderful.
Oh my God. Oh, it's going home. Oh my God. Going right in my driveway. Right in my driveway. I'm setting up a nice